it's the Retro Dandy here. Welcome to my scruffy desk for my first video, which is going to focus on my PC Engine build. So I'm making a little PC Engine mini of my own because I just like having lots of games, and you don't, at the moment, they've not officially hacked the actual PC Engine mini. So I love Raspberry Pis. I've got a Pi Zero because they're hard to get hold of. But, you know, this was available. I picked it up. I thought it would do the job. It's a bit slow to load, but, you know, the emulation's good enough. So, yeah, I've done a few things so far. We've got it. I've made the SD card image based on RetroPython's image, which didn't work as is. I'll provide a link to his image on the Arcade Punk site, but I just basically create a new image for the Pi Zero, just standard RetroPie build, rip the assets from RetroPython's image, like the themes, the ROMs, all that stuff, put it in there, and yeah, it looks pretty good. So we'll fire it up with this shoddily put together switch I've made, which will, you know, fit in the case hopefully, which will safely start things up. We're going to be using, it's going to take a while to boot, that's the only thing. I don't know whether it's the size of the SD card or, you know, the fact that Pi Zero is not very powerful, but it, you know, when it loads, it does the job. So here it is booting up. Going to use an 8-bit do or 8-bit do PCE controller because it's the nearest you can get, I think, aesthetically, and the quality's good. These are great controllers. I love their stuff. I've got a bunch of their other ones. We've got like the Mega Drive, the M30 for the Mega Drive build, which I will probably cover in another video. And then we got the DIY kits in an original SNES controller, which, you know, it took a while to turn up, but it's the original controller, so I feel like I'm playing the real thing. And then at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. And I've got the NES one too. This is my original NES controller. So it needs a clean, all yellowing, but yeah, it's the real deal. It's the real, it feels like the real thing. And that's what my emulation is about. Not just playing it on the PC, but actually feeling like I've got the console in a really, really tiny form, so that I don't antagonize my wife by filling my house up with consoles as I used to do. But hey, well, you know, you've got to do what you can. So I guess we'll be covering sort of on this site, I'll be covering like retro gaming, maybe on a budget, or ways you can do stuff by just sort of keeping it, keeping things small. You know, if you've not got much space, you know, you see some really great videos on YouTube, people going over their entire collections and arcade cabinets and all the games and all the consoles. And don't get me wrong, it's, you know, it's retro gaming porn. It's amazing, and I would do that if I had the chance, but, you know, I don't. So we're going to keep it small scale for now. So yeah, this is booted up. So this is RetroPython's image, as I said. It's lovely. So we've got loading videos, loading screens, much like on the original or the real PC Engine Mini, which I think is kind of ripped from and adapted. Yeah, but you know, that works for the PC Engine and the PC Engine CD. Doesn't seem to have any videos for the TurboGrafx 16, the Super Graphics, or the TurboGrafx 16 CD, which, you know, we have got the ROMs for, but it just doesn't have a loading screen, doesn't have a loading video. Just goes, so black screen, then to the game. But, you know, that's fine. I can live with that. Because it's amazing. So let's go, and we're just going to go PC Engine. Excuse the shaky phone because I don't have a tripod. I'm doing this on the cheap. I've got an iPhone filming this, and no mic, so it's going to be awful. But yeah, if you like the video anyway, thanks a lot. Get more views. Feel free to subscribe. I'm not going to force you, but, you know, any money that YouTube wants to throw my way, if I get loads of subs and whatever, I can maybe put towards actual stuff and make better videos. But until then, you've got to deal with it. So, you know, whatever. Right, let's see what we got. Let's pick something everyone knows. Maybe come out of that for a start. But no, I'm going to go with it because I like the animations. We'll go with the PC Engine. And we will go for, I quite like Star Soldier. So yeah, it is a bit slow. I may upgrade to a 02 for this at some point. Soldier Blade. Yeah, Soldier Blade will do. Let's do that. Let's get that lovely loading screen. I'll try and keep the phone steady. Any moment now. There we go. So yeah, so this, while that's loading, so I'm basically waiting on getting the case from a friend. I will link to the case I bought from Etsy. It's that I bought the STL file and sent it to a friend who has a 3D printer, who's very kindly printed it for me. So I'll be collecting that next week and trying to cram the Pi Zero into the case. It's designed for it, but you know, 3D printing is a bit of an art. Could be a bit of shrinkage on the case or something. So we'll see how we get on with that. But anyway, I can play stuff on it. So a lovely, what did I load? Soldier Blade, which is a great game. A bit like a Lesty, if you like your sort of your classic shooters. I will be rubbish at this. I mean, I'm not great at the best of times, but playing this with one hand ain't gonna work. So let's shoot some stuff. So there's a little bit of slowdown. I think I did have a CRT filter on at one point. I may have slowed it down some more, so I turned it off. Like I say, if I get a Pi Zero 2, that may change things. But yeah, so that's that. But it's, you know, it plays well enough. And again, I didn't have a PC Engine back in the day. They didn't come out in the UK. TurboGrafx didn't come out. They were on import. But I was very much had NES, Mega Drive, and eventually an Amiga. So I kind of missed out on that. But does the job. I mean, I'm looking forward to getting it in the case. I'll get the case painted up. I'll get the PC Engine logo on there. I will trick my brain into thinking I actually own one, and then just happily play games on it. But yes, so there you go. So I'll keep you updated, see how that's looking next week. Fingers crossed it will look amazing. I think I'm gonna do a bit of soldering, maybe solder on a USB port that I can stick kind of to the front of the case, because the PC Engine case used to have a controller port on the front. So I'm going to kind of replicate that if I can with my rubbish soldering skills. But you know, until then, put up with my rubbish video editing skills. I'm probably just going to post this as is with awful audio. So again, I apologize, but what do? I'm not going to, you know, throw a load of money at getting a new camera unless people want to see this stuff. So, you know, let me know, feedback on what you think of my videos, what you might want to see more of. But yeah, it's going to focus on retro gaming on a budget or lack of space. That's going to be the main focus of the channel. But until I see you next, take care of yourselves, and happy gaming.